almost in possession. Yes, they have in the play. Oh, this is a goal-scoring opportunity.
It's in the net! It's in the net!
It's in the net! There it is! DC United, it's in the net!
It's in the net! It's in the net!
It's in the net! It's in the net!
It's in the net! It's in the net! Oh, it is in the net! DC United's first ever goal!
I grew up listening to Dave. So he was on HTS. I watched every Saturday night, every DC United game I could, and he was the voice of DC United. So being able to meet him for the first time was in line with me with meeting Binnles and with meeting Jaime Moreno. So, and obviously the first time I met him, just as classy and as nice as you would expect from, what is the legend of Dave Johnson?
Class in a glass. Behind the broadcasting booth, glass is how I'd describe our Davey.
My first impressions were how warm he was and how much of a fan he was of this team, and not just certain individuals, but the team. If you were part of this family and you came to this organization, you were instantly accepted by Dave, and he instantly rooted for you and supported you then and again for me for 20-something years.
When you hear the name Dave Johnson, the first thing you think of is it's in the net. His catchphrase now for, again, going back to predating Major League Soccer. And you also think about DC United. And to me, those are things that put him in, say, Vin Scully kind of pantheons of broadcasting greats in this country.
This is how committed he is to the process. In the mid-90s, we were also part of the television production team for what was then called the A-League. Dave and I, before the game started, were actually helping the commissioner of the A-League, Richard Groff, put up signboards. Then I hopped in the production truck, he hopped in the booth, and we proceeded to do one of the A-League telecasts. But that just is another example that speaks to his commitment to the game and how passionate he is about it and his want to help people out.
Always prepared. That's one thing I definitely learned from him when I retired and had to go in the booth. You know, a guy that comes with a plan A, B, and C.
Dave, thank you for being here.
You as well, John.
Congratulations to everyone.
Greg Bernard, Rick Wilcox, and for everyone at the Academy.
He was just such a great partner to work with because he understood the relationship, he understood the game, the timing of everything, when to let it breathe. And you know, we talk about timing in soccer and timing in life. Dave has he has both.
There was times when I had to look into a camera when it was all new to me and kind of really express it from your gut, you know? And I remember him saying one time, he said, really feel what you're saying, you know, like express it. Because I had messed up a few times and it becomes nerve-wracking, you know, because you don't want to keep messing up. There's taping, and when he said that, it made sense and it became a lot more clear.
He's someone that obviously is a mentor to me, not just professionally, but I think you know, personally as well. And that's not just me. I can count at least 35 people off the top of my head that he has inspired and helped, not only in the professional journeys, but in their personal journeys as well.
It's in the net! It's in the net! It's in the net! Ola Kamara looks to break their hearts. The shot, it's in the net!
When you hear the "it's in the net" call, there's only one person who you can relate to that.
Growing up, actually, you always had the Andres Cantor goal, and I don't know where Dave, came up with it or where it originated from, but that was the first kind of American broadcast goal call that made sense. It was super catchy. It wasn't over the top. It wasn't a copycat. It wasn't mimicking anything. And it just rolls off the tongue.
Oh, it's in the net! It's in the net! All right, well, let's get back to your actual day job here. Okay, there we go. In the net. A little bit wide. I thought we had one. All right, Dave, I'm sorry to jump on your in the net there. I thought it was in.
Hey, it's not. It's in the net until I say it's in the net.
I got you. I'm sorry.
I've had the honor of walking through stands with Dave, again, for years and years and years, and having people go, it's in the net, it's in the net. And to me, there's not a greater honor that anybody can bestow upon him, just knowing that they care enough about what he says and how he says it. And yes, it's a catchphrase, but it's so much a part of Dave Johnson that all of that becomes enveloped into what legacy he will leave beyond, but also what he means to soccer in this country.
Dave is as important as anyone that's ever been a part of this club. He's in that list with all the greats of this club.
He means just as much to the game as any player that's played because of his longevity, durability, and again, opening the game up to audiences around the country and around the globe and helping to grow the game.
We had a very passionate following in Barra Brava, and he sort of took on those tones of the club and of tradition and of the essence of what DC United was, and he was able to convey that to the audience.
He is one of the most passionate announcers I've worked with, supporting his club in every way, not only on the air, but off the air, emceeing events, doing charity, spending his time and servicing the club wherever and whenever they need.
He's done it in a way that's just beyond the professionalism. Anybody that's known Davy Johnson knows that it's not just that. It's not all the sheen about him. There's the human side of him.
He was one of the guys from the beginning that just believed in the product, stuck with it through the ups and downs, and he never put himself first, ever. And even like during the time of him having, MS and, the fight that he fights every day and the way that he does that in the community, he puts everybody else before him, and he respects so much about the game and has always been there for DC United and for the community.
Well, he's a trailblazer, for sure. He's seen the ups and the downs, right? Well done for Dave to still be going strong here in 2021, and hopefully a lot longer.
I want to congratulate you on 26 years of broadcasting with DC United in Major League Soccer. We go back all the way to 1996, and I have found you nothing but a great professional, a good friend, and one of the top broadcasters in our league for all these years.
Dave, just a quick note here to tell you how much you mean to me and how thankful I am that we were able to spend 20-something years together.
Dave, I love you, my brother. You are a true legend for Washington, D.C. sports and all of the United States. Love you, man.
I know that my life, both personally and professionally, is so much the richer for having known you and having gotten to know you and having spent all of our experiences together.
Dave, you inspire me personally. You inspire so many countless people that you engage with on a daily basis, and to be able to stand next to you is one of the highlights of my career. And I appreciate all that you have done for not just DC United and all of its supporters and the DC United family, but for me as well personally. We love you, Dave.
This is Dave Johnson. It's in the net. That was the best I could do, but nobody does it like Dave, and I don't think anybody will ever do it like Dave.